at least two sides to Christopher Isabel, the side that wanted to be a South Florida police officer and the side that became Florida's second-in-command of the notoriously violent Latin Kings gang. When Isabel, aka King Nano, was arrested last year, he tried to blend those two conflicting aspects of his life. Isabel cooperated and worked undercover with federal agents and prosecutors, helping bring a sweeping indictment that led to the convictions and imprisonment of 23 gang members and associates, mostly from Broward, Palm Beach and Miami-Dade counties. After the gang found out, it issued a terminate on-site order directing members to kill Isabel, prosecutors said Thursday. Investigators also uncovered and foiled a plan to murder Isabel in jail, authorities said. Isabel, 34, of Plantation, faced at least 9 years in prison when he was sentenced Thursday in federal court in Fort Lauderdale, but prosecutors said his extraordinary cooperation merited a 50% break on his punishment. Federal prosecutors often recommend sentencing reductions of 10 to 50% for defendants who help them, depending on the quality of the assistance and potential risk. Judges almost always follow those recommendations, saying it's important to reward criminals who cooperate and encourage others to do the same. Ex-leader of Florida's Latin Kings gang wanted to be a cop, studied criminal justice in Broward. Ex-leader of Florida's Latin Kings gang wanted to be a cop, studied criminal justice in Broward. U.S. District Judge James Cone agreed with the recommendation and sentenced Isabel to 4.5 years in federal prison. The judge said Isabel's cooperation was very useful to the criminal justice system and has placed him in substantial danger. Prosecutors and defense lawyers are not allowed to say whether defendants will be placed in a witness protection program that places inmates in special prisons with additional protection. But the language both sides used Thursday, and the way Isabel was treated in the courthouse, clearly signaled he is under special guard. Photos of Latin Kings members and associates indicted on federal charges. Photographs of the 23 members or associates of the Latin Kings gang in South Florida who pleaded guilty racketeering conspiracy or related federal charges. Sun-Sentinel, Broward Sheriff's Office handout. Jailed inmates always wear government-issued jumpsuits or scrubs to their sentencings and are ushered by the locally based deputy U.S. Marshals. However, Isabel wore a white shirt and dark pants and was escorted by 5 marshals who are not usually assigned to the local courthouse. "I'd say his life has been changed forever," Assistant U.S. Attorney Lawrence LaVecchio told the judge, adding that Isabel will be treated differently during his incarceration. After the court hearing, Isabel's lawyer Bruce Fleischer replied, "I'm not going to give you a quote on that" when the Sun-Sentinel asked if Isabel was in the prison inmate witness protection program known as WITSC. Isabel, who has been locked up since shortly after his arrest last year, pleaded guilty to a racketeering conspiracy charge in January. He admitted he joined the Latin Kings in 2000 and rose to the rank of First Crown or top leader in Broward County. He was elected to the Second Crown leadership position for all of Florida in November 2013. He admitted his involvement in settling gang disputes on a statewide basis and dealing heroin. But Fleischer offered the judge a more nuanced summary of Isabel's life. Isabel became a gang member when he was about 18 but then tried to distance himself and withdraw, partly by joining the U.S. Marine Corps where he served in Iraq and Japan, Fleischer said. After receiving an honorable discharge, Isabel earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 2013 from American Intercontinental University. It was unclear if he attended the Broward campus or took online classes. Shortly before his arrest, Isabel was applying for jobs in law enforcement, his lawyer said. And while he was locked up in the Monroe County jail system in January, Isabel saved the life of an inmate who tried to kill himself by attempting to jump over a railing from a height, Fleischer said. Christopher Isabel grabbed this inmate and pulled him to safety, saving this young man's life, Fleischer said in court. Isabel told the judge he should never have joined the gang and had tried to go straight. "I tried to make it right by going in the military, but it just kept coming back. I should have stayed in the military," Isabel said. The economy was bad when he left military service and he said he let himself slip back into a life of crime. "I'm not proud of what I've done," Isabel said. "I let my family down. I let my country down. I'm going to atone for this and I'm ready for whatever punishment you hand down, Your Honor." After learning his fate, Isabel hugged his lawyer and waved to two family members as he was escorted from the courtroom. Also sentenced Thursday was Samuel German, aka King Traffic, 32, of Hollywood, who admitted he was head of security for the southern area of Florida and pleaded guilty to racketeering conspiracy. He was sentenced to 6 years and 9 months in prison. Investigators arrested 23 members and associates of the gang on racketeering conspiracy and other charges last year after a long-term undercover investigation involving several federal and local law enforcement agencies. All 23 have pleaded guilty and all but 2 have now been sentenced to prison. Authorities said they believe the investigation put a major dent in the gang's operations in Florida, especially in Broward, Palm Beach and Miami-Dade counties. The conspiracy charged local members of the gang with committing crimes between May 2007 and last year. The Latin Kings gang, which is also known as The Nation and by the initials LK, makes millions of dollars by selling drugs, committing robberies and burglaries and running identity theft operations in at least 39 states, including Florida, according to gang experts.